वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
आज बाप दादा ने देखा अमृत वेले चक्कर लगाया, चारों ओर का चक्कर लगाया, चाहे विदेश चाहे देश। बाप दादा को चक्कर लगाने में समय नहीं लगता, तो क्या देखा, क्या देखा? अनुभवी मूर्त कोई कोई थे, क्योंकि सबसे बड़ी शक्ति अनुभव की है। अनुभवी स्वरूप, सर्व शक्तियों के अनुभवी स्वरूप, मास्टर नॉलेजफुल, मास्टर सर्वशक्ति स्वरूप। तो अनुभवी स्वरूप बनने में कुछ कमी दिखाई दी। पुरुषार्थ करते हैं, बाप दादा ने फिर भी मुबारक दी, जो पुरुषार्थ करके आते मेजॉरिटी है, बैठते मेजॉरिटी, लेकिन बाप दादा यही चाहते कि लाइट माइट स्वरूप के अनुभवी मूर्त बन बैठे, क्योंकि ये अमृत वेले का योग की सकाश सारे वायुमंडल में फैलती। इस अनुभव को और आगे बढ़ाओ। जैसे बाप दादा ब्रह्मा बाबा को देखा, कितने पावरफुल फरिश्ते स्वरूप की स्थिति रही। ऐसे ही इस अमृत वेले को अभी देना होगा। बच्चे, मैं आपके सदा साथ हूँ।
Om Shanti, transformation of old sanskars and old nature, the embodiment of virtues, power, and remembrance. Weak sanskars or defects over a long period of time have become your form. You don't have to make an effort to imbibe them because they have become natural and part of your nature. You want to let go of them. You do realize that you shouldn't have them, but still, at any moment, that nature and those natural sanskars do their work against your conscious wish. In the same way, let every virtue and every power become your natural form. Let my nature and natural virtue become like that of the Father. In this way, become an embodiment of virtues, an embodiment of power, and an embodiment of remembrance. This is known as being equal to the Father. Now transform the old nature and old sanskars. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today's day 25, transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Today's topic is the embodiment of virtues, power, and remembrance. So now let's listen to Mohini Devi.
Om Shanti. So wonderful to see all of you. And I can see Peace Village, some others also. It must be Baba's love, our spiritual love that we got connected. There is no internet at all. Since early morning we had been trying. But Sister Bhumi didn't want it to give up. So I think she trying through many different ways. So we might have few minutes so that we can share something. It's so interesting. One is focusing on transformation, other is focusing on being embodiment. And I always felt that anything, let's say we have a nature of getting irritated or why it's not happening and losing our stage, other is to be the embodiment. And when you are embodiment, there is power, right? Baba is saying to be embodiment of virtues, to be embodiment of powers, and also remembrance. Because remembrance is also most important. When we are remembrance, then Baba also start working with us, right? Whatever is the situation, in whatever circumstances we are, we will find that Baba's power, Baba's current start working, right? This is what, so everything is really going on very well here. And as I said, I really like the part of being embodiment because I shouldn't get angry is one, but why do I get angry? Lack of patience, lack of self-trust, lack of trust in drama. If I find out exactly what bothers me, what creates frustration, why I get disappointed so soon. So one is, okay, I have to cure it, but other is the root of that, because sanskars are actually the roots. And if I take care of anything from the roots, bring transformation from the roots, then we have removed the roots and we have changed it completely, then it won't happen again. Otherwise, we feel, oh, now I don't have this sanskar anymore. And suddenly, after a few days, suddenly sanskars emerge. Oh, I still have those sanskars. So I haven't replaced it by virtues. If I have replaced it by virtue, why I am so sensitive about people's sanskar? Is it like spiritual love? So increase this love. And when you will truly have spiritual love, you will have more tolerance also. Otherwise, if you only work on tolerance, oh, I should tolerate it more, I should tolerate, it won't happen. No, because soul hasn't really received what soul should receive in the sense of powers. That if soul had been practicing to be embodiment of particular power. So I think it's a very, very good way to work on ourselves, and that is to see that I am embodiment of powers. Like Baba, no. Baba, because he has all powers, Baba has all virtues. We saw even with Brahma Baba, always had courage because of faith. He had faith, so he had courage. He had faith, so he always had faith in victory also. If I don't have faith, I can't have faith in victory. So if you look at how, and one of the important thing is drama is fixed, but Karan Karamanhar is Baba. And we know that Baba can make impossible into possible also. So remembrance of Baba, at least my stage remains stable when I am in remembrance of Baba. So ultimately our aim is to be like Father, no? Very naturally in the emerged form, the sanskars of Father. I think that many of you will say, well, we haven't seen Brahma Baba. But now you have heard a lot of stories. Whenever Dadi Janki came to Peace Village, she only shared her stories. So much anti things are happening. So much deformation was happening. So much revelation was happening, but didn't affect Brahma Baba. Same is that whatever is happening, all scenes of drama, I should enjoy it, not only remain stable, but enjoy them. No? Smile, be cheerful, and watch drama. Because we know that ultimately, finally, there is joy, there is victory, we will win anyway. Maya has to be defeated. So if you are in a play or if you're watching something, knowing who will win, so you really, really enjoy yourself at that time. So I would say not only be stable, but have joy, inner joy, super sensitive joy. Be happy about everything. And that is, you know, to receive happiness internally. from every scene of drama. Some benefit somewhere, something is happening definitely. If that is the thought, I am sure that we will all be very, very uh, happy, full, and also be progressing to become like Baba. So again, uh, the embodiment of powers, virtues, and remembrance. So I hope to see you all another few days in India. We are going to Pandavavan today. From there to Gansarovar. Hadn't been there, quite busy here. And then again now Baba is coming on first. So thousands of Baba's children will be around. So, Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone. Thank you, Baba and Rama. Love for the family, love of the family.
Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. The embodiment of virtues, power, and remembrance. Weak sanskars or defects over a long period of time have become your form. You don't have to make an effort to imbibe them because they have become natural and part of your nature. You want to let go of them. You do realize that you shouldn't have them, but still, at any moment, that nature and those natural sanskars do their work against your conscious wish. In the same way, let every virtue and every power become your natural form. Let my nature and natural virtue become like that of the Father. In this way, become an embodiment of virtues, an embodiment of power, and an embodiment of remembrance. This is known as being equal to the Father. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar. So wonderful drama. Everything is so wonderful, but we made it. And now let's invite dear brother Ken. So welcome to Avyakti journey, living and serving with our Brahmin family. Welcome, dear angel, brother Ken.
Om Shanti Bhumi. And I was remembering just now how it was in the late 70s, early 80s, in before Om Shanti Bhavan was built, actually. They had many times the light or the electricity would fail in the middle of the Murli. Imagine Baba's giving the Murli and suddenly a total blackout. It was very frequent. It was very irregular. And of course, Baba would say things like, was everyone stable? You know, the connection was lost. Was everyone stable? Because in fact, we should be with Baba anyway, no matter what goes on. So we should be prepared for anything. And I love this idea from the extract of the Murli that you just played. Baba wanting us to become the image of experience with special attention on becoming full of light and full of might, knowledgeful and powerful. And he was indicating that we have to have that sort of powerful stage in Amrit Bela to spread this atmosphere. And he gave Brahma Baba's example, how he used to do it. So, of course, this whole question of getting along with others, serving and living with others, if I have a very sort of deep sense of the importance of quality meditation, especially with Amrit Bela, I can go beyond all of the little things that may get in the way. I can go beyond people's defects. I can go beyond my own limitations. And I'm sure all of you, like myself, in the pandemic, we had long periods of just being alone, basically, because we couldn't go to centers, we couldn't interact with other Brahmins except online. So and most people had to work from home. I'm not saying everyone, but most people had to work from home. So it was a fantastic opportunity to see the changes that I need to make in my stage and to create a foundation for the rest of the cycle. So it was like a space that we gained, according to Drum, to work on ourselves, and especially to develop a stage that is beyond other influences of other people's negativity. Yeah, that's what gets us down, these sanskar clashes that come up. It's because I haven't created a stage that's sufficient enough to withstand all of the negative things around us. So creating and sustaining a foundation in yoga, especially at Amrit Bell, is absolutely crucial to me having such a stage that I can get along with everyone, whether they are Lokip people or Gyani souls. I can get along with anyone, because now I'm creating the foundation for now, of course, for the confluence age, but I'm creating a foundation for the rest of the cycle. I have to learn how to go beyond all of the different influences and come back to the essence of my original state. And today I've been thinking about this sort of tapasya that Baba wants us to have. I was already thinking about it, and then this extract of the morning made it even clearer, that I've got everything to gain and nothing to lose if I really concentrate, as Baba said, pay attention to becoming master, ocean of knowledge, master, knowledgeful, master, powerful. So I have to have a sort of tapasya, that sort of intense meditation. Tapas means flames. So I have to create a fire of intense love so that Baba can burn all of the accumulated waste, all of the negativity that may still be in the soul, all of the alloy that's mixed in the soul. It's only in that deep state of tapasya that Baba can actually help me to burn all of that, to eliminate all of that. And it's actually this inner burden that prevents me from having a flying stage. It prevents me from ultimately getting to my karmatit stage. So most of us are carrying within us still some pain from the past, some suffering from the past. Something has left a mark in us. And the mark may not be very clear what exactly it was, but there's some sort of an old wound in the soul from way back, from other births even. I can recognize the causes of any suffering or sorrow or difficulty in relationship in this life. And I may have taken, and this is the whole thing of getting along with others, all of us, we can ask ourselves, if we've taken sorrow from anyone or in any situation. I remember we had I'm talking about maybe 15, 20 years ago, we had a big retreat. I'm back in Brazil, by the way. I came back this morning. And of course, I'm in 2 hours later than New York. So it's getting late here. But I remember maybe 10, 15, maybe even 20. I can't remember exactly when it was. But in a retreat with Brahmins, there were about 500, 450, a retreat with our students. And I asked the class if they have suffered from anyone that they've been with in the confluence age. And that specifically means any other Brahmin. It seems like we have more accounts with other Brahmins than we have with their Laukiks. Though some people have strong accounts with their Laukiks also. And I asked them if that was so, if the people from whom they've most suffered was another Brahmin. And 70% of the people put their hands up. And then I asked, okay, is that person still in the room from whom you've suffered? And of course, they didn't put their hand up in case the person was sitting there, right? So I can understand and recognize any causes of things from this life. I may have, and this is what makes our relationships with other more difficult, I may have taken sorrow from someone who's still around or has been around recently. And taking sorrow, as Baba says, I have the option of not taking sorrow. The situation presents itself, but I still have the option of rejecting whatever people are trying to give to me in the way of suffering. In fact, a very good translation of Duk that Baba's talking about is a sort of a state of dissatisfaction that nothing you do can actually help you to overcome that. So it's such a state of sorrow that you can't really, that nothing you do can make you happy. Unless we come out of that, then some sort of suffering or the other will continue. So there may be there. Maybe I have been able to figure out exactly why there's some difficulty in a relationship with some other Brahmin, because this Dana-based leadership is about getting on with Brahmins more than anything. So if I've taken sorrow from another Brahmin, let's say, whatever something they've done or said affected my inner state, affected my emotions, and let's say I've been able to figure it out, but then again, maybe I've just swept it under the rug, just trying to ignore it, trying to move on without actually solving it, right? So this is where tapasya comes in. We can burn things without even knowing exactly what they are. If I go into a state of deep fire of love for Baba, and then naturally I become this master knowledgeful and master powerful, I become someone who's spreading the light and might into the atmosphere. And by doing that, anything that was creating some sort of a discomfort for me or for anyone else connected with me, that starts to get sort of burnt away. So we can solve karmic situations by burning the sanskars that makes those karmic situations possible, makes them, exist even. So if something still exists, there's still some sort of difficulty, some sort of suffering, some sort of give and take of sorrow. Maybe it is from a previous birth that I don't even know about. But if there's something, it's in my sanskars. So there are some sanskars in the other soul that are interacting with some sanskars which are in me. And that sort of prevents me from feeling happiness. So it's not just not experiencing sorrow, but there may be things that prevent me from experiencing happiness. I'm not exactly in sorrow, but at the same time, I'm not able to be happy either. So I have to become more pure and more powerful, more light, more understanding and more power, more yoga with Baba. But it's actually any carelessness and especially carelessness exists because we have low self-esteem. Why don't I organize my time to make the best of it? Why don't I organize my Amrit Vela so that I'm completely powerful, so that I can be, as Baba says, and one of the reasons why we don't organize ourselves is because we don't have the self-respect necessary. So it may be that I'm betraying myself. Certainly, if my true self is one thing, and what I'm able to be, what I want, what I can be, are different from what I'm able to be. My potential is there, but there may be a difference between what I can be and what I want and what I actually am, what I'm able to. So all of these, whatever the situations that I have that have created some sort of a difficulty with others and makes, getting along in service difficult, there's one virtue that Baba talks about so often, it came up recently also in Avyakti Parivar, is the question of forgiveness. So this is my inspiration for today, in this whole idea of living and getting along with others, working with others, especially other Brahmins within the Brahmin family. I need to know how to forgive. And it's interesting, I don't know how it is in Hindi, but in English, it's two words, for and give. So I have to work on forgiving everyone and everything that I have to forgive, including myself. And this is absolutely essential if I want to be able to move forward easily and freely. I'm not with that burden anymore. And again, today I was remembering that Morley, I looked it up where Baba was saying he was comparing us with birds in a tree that I mentioned a couple of days ago, and Didi also mentioned. She's talking about the parrot. And Baba was describing in this Morley how we grab onto the branches, yet at the same time we're trying to fly, because I can imagine bird is holding tightly onto branches of something or the other, some situation or the other, someone or the other with whom there's been some difficulty. I want to fly, but I can't fly. And I love what Didi was saying about Baba's current. It really helps us. And it's very appropriate that tomorrow is the International Global Bhatti, because we've wanted people to give special attention to, like, the last Saturday of every month. Just as we have special attention on the third Sunday, the last Saturday of every month is our chance. And of course, we have to use these opportunities to go into the deep roots of the sanskars that are causing us difficulties. And I like this, that Didi was saying how we have to make something like tolerance natural means something happens and it's so natural, my tolerance, that I don't even realize something is challenging my tolerance. And how Brahma Baba was so stable and so firm in that faith. And so I was sharing about forgiveness, and I think also next session in this series, I'll talk further about forgiveness, because it's such a big topic. But just for now, let's say there's a situation in the past that I still continue to take sorrow from. If that's the case, then definitely it's a karmic account. So what's happening is a karmic account means there's a sort of a group of related sanskars in me that are sort of being, we're maybe too sensitive to people, other sanskars, whatever, as Didi was saying. But if there's a situation from the past that I can remember, because of things from other births I won't remember, but things from this birth we can definitely remember. So I have to be honest. I have to be absolutely honest about my part. Because if there's some suffering there, it means that there must have been something from my side also. Maybe it was an expectation, maybe a sort of, I don't have enough self-esteem, and so somebody said something that made me feel bad, or something happened where I failed because I didn't have good yoga, or whatever. But anyway, being very honest about my part in any karmic situation this really helps a lot. And admitting to myself and seeing it, anything, seeing any situation from the perspective of the three aspects of time. I think we've talked about this previously. But if I just see something in the present, so-and-so did this, someone-so said that, it's very limited. But if I open my perception, I can see that that behavior came from something in the past, and that sort of behavior will have a sort of a not so great future. So if I open up, I start to see the three aspects of time. This is the beginning of any healing that can bring about the true forgiveness. And so, as the word forgive suggests, forgive. I know even in Latin languages, it's the same, you know. In Latin, it's perdonare, means to, it's actually to forgive, forgive. So it means that there must be something that I have to give. So I have to give myself, what do I have to give myself to get out of a situation that I can't forget because it's still grinding on my sanskars, grinding on my sensitive nature? I have to give myself freedom from all waste and negative thoughts connected with that situation. And I have to give, if other people are involved in this situation, I have to give them freedom also from the effect of my negative or impure thoughts and feelings. And in this, I have to, Baba's Karan Karavanhar, Brahma Baba's the great example of stability. He would not be affected by other people's sanskars. And how did he do that? He aligned his feelings with Shiv Baba's feelings. If you could talk about it, if God feels or not, he's the absolute essence of mercy, the absolute stable one, the absolute knower of everything. Of course, he won't be affected by any scene of the drama. So I have to become like Baba. How does Baba see me? How does Baba see that other person or people that are involved in the situation that I'm that made me suffer? How does Baba see me? How does Baba see the other one? And he will always say that it doesn't matter how the other person is or whatever they do. I have to be the complete donor. I have to be completely benevolent. So it doesn't matter whatever people do or say. What matters is that I maintain the highest feelings of benevolence towards everyone. There's actually nothing more important than that. Therefore, a good exercise for tomorrow, since it's a global bhatyan, will be in deeper silence. Make a list of the people and situations that are still causing some negative feelings in you. And of course, maybe I've done something towards them. So maybe people are trying to forgive me or forget me because of my own behavior. If I've been bossy or harsh with people in the past, that has hurt people's hearts. And so there may be something in me. If I change, really, if I change, then when and if they think about me, they'll get a different response. If I don't change and they think about me in a negative way that I've done something that I need to be forgiven for, they will continue to think about me in the old way. It's really a subtle thing. If I clean myself, I have a good chance of whenever anyone think of me, they also have good, clean feelings towards me. So let's make a list of people that are situations that I'm trying to forgive or forget. And also maybe things that I've done also that people have to forget and forgive me. Whatever there is, there's something in the situation that will stop me from progressing. So tomorrow, let me sit with Baba and together with him go through this list invoking his highest feelings, invoking his perception of things, and let me use his sakash to burn the seeds of such feelings. So these are some thoughts for tomorrow. Next time I'll be talking more about forgiveness. It's such an important thing in getting along with others. So Om Shanti, let's have some meditation to finish off. Om Shanti, everyone. Have a great Bhati tomorrow.
Transformation of old nature and old sanskars. Embodiment of virtues, an embodiment of power, and an embodiment of remembrance. Weak sanskars or defects over a long period of time have become your form. You don't have to make effort to imbibe them because they have become natural and part of your nature. You want to let go of them. You do realize that you shouldn't have them, but still, at any moment, that nature and those natural sanskars do their work against your conscious wish. In the same way, let every virtue and every power become your natural form. Let my nature and my natural virtue become like that of the Father. In this way, become an embodiment of virtues, an embodiment of power, and an embodiment of remembrance. This is known as being equal to the Father.
पुरानी नेचर व संस्कारों का परिवर्तन, गुण स्वरूप, शक्ति स्वरूप, याद स्वरूप। जैसे कमजोर संस्कार व कोई अवगुण बहुत काल से स्वरूप बन गए हैं, उसको धारण करने की कोई मेहनत नहीं करते हो, लेकिन नेचर और नेचुरल हो गए हैं, उनको छोड़ने चाहते हो, महसूस करते हो यह नहीं होने चाहिए, लेकिन समय पर फिर से न चाहते भी वह नेचर व नेचुरल संस्कार अपना कार्य कर लेते हैं। ऐसे हर गुण, हर शक्ति निजी स्वरूप बन जाए, मेरी नेचर और नेचुरल गुण बाप समान बन जाए। ऐसा गुण स्वरूप, शक्ति स्वरूप, याद स्वरूप हो जाता है। इसको ही कहा जाता है बाप समान। ओम शांति।